In the year 2000, Awqaf South Africa was pioneered as an institute of Waqf and the empowerment of communities. South Africa faces a diverse set of challenges with a high unemployment rate and a stark divide between rich and poor, where electricity, hospital care, and water shortages plague communities, and where lack of education hinders progress. Awqaf South Africa is a catalyst for change. As a charitable endowment receiving organization, Awqaf invests endowment funds wisely and ensures that only the income generated from investments is used to fund a variety of community development projects. We are excelling in all that we do with the highest standards of ethics, integrity, and sincerity of purpose. From masjid development, imam empowerment to sports development, orphan support, food security, and surgery support, Awqaf South Africa is paving the way by investing in the future of communities and uplifting generations to come.
We've got all this infrastructure, but if we have a capital fund of, let's say, 1 billion or 2 billion rands or something like that, and which continuously generates income to support various activities within the community and is of service to the community, not only to Muslims, but also to the broader South African community. It becomes quite an important economic foundation.
Awqaf South Africa, creating a legacy of hope and
Good evening and Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. As a build up to Awqaf SA's Maths workshop, we normally host these information sessions to talk about education and our conditions and our challenges here in South Africa and to share some more information about Awqaf's workshop that is coming up this coming weekend as well as during the course of August. We will be hosting maths workshops for grades 10, 11, and 12. We've got a jam packed session for you tonight. We've got some special guests that are involved in the education sector. Mr. Kota is currently coaching a class, prepping them for a mock exam. So we'll see if Mr. Kota can join us. So, just some information about Awqaf South Africa. Awqaf South Africa is a non-profit organization, and we are dedicated through our education project to promoting education and social development here in South Africa through the system of charitable endowments, Awqaf. So this maths workshop is part of Awqaf's contribution towards providing quality education here in South Africa. We have a host of downstream projects that are here to support communities. We provide drinking water through our borehole project. We also restore people's eyesight through our cataract operation. And in our focus in education, our Maths Upgrade project, we've been hosting this and supporting education centers across South Africa since 2016. So, God willing, next year we will be celebrating 10 years that we have been empowering communities and educational centers with our Maths Upgrade project. So our OCAF Essays Maths Workshop project is hosted jointly with the Department of Basic Education, the third Awqaf, iSkills, and we have Mr. Kota as our implementing agent. He's the one that facilitates our math sessions. I'm very excited tonight. We are going to be speaking to Carnita Kamar. She's very involved in education. She's a producer of a host of programs, and it's an intervention that has been also assisting learners with the preparation for exams. And so we'll speak to her later on. But first, we're going to be speaking to Clement. Clement is a teacher from Soshanguve. What he does is for our workshops, he does get a cohort of learners at his school in Pretoria, that's Soshanguve. He is a grade 12 maths teacher and is also the HOD. So we're going to be calling on Clement, and he's going to be telling us about his experience with the OCAF SA Maths Workshop, Mr. Kota, and how he's been using some of these workshops to assist learners that has been struggling with mathematics, and some of them have come through the ranks to perform quite well. Good evening, Clement. Let's get you on the line. How are you doing this evening, sir? Hope that you are
Uh,
well.
yes, yes, yes. How are you? How are you? Evening, sir.
Yes, thank you for your time. Tell me, how's things in Pretoria?
Pretoria is very hot this side. You can see even nice summer already.
Yeah,
So
no,
Pretoria
no.
is
Clement,
so.
very smug there. We are here in the Cape Town OCAF studios here, and myself and Carnita, we are shivering. We need a prayer to give us some relief from the icy cold winter over here. You know, I've got my blankie also here.
Yo, it's this side is very hot, man. You know this side, Pretoria, Joburg, guys, very hot this side.
Yeah, so
Uh,
tell me about
yes.
how's things going for this academic year, and also just fill us in a little bit more about your experience and your engagement and how you came across OCAF's Maths Workshop.
All right. No, thank you very much. Yeah, now it's hectic. It's a crucial time of the year. Our learners are about to write the prelim. Even now, I was busy with my learners preparing since in the morning. But yeah, I think we're going to make it. The OCAF program assisted my learners a lot, even myself as well. As you can see, I'm still young and energetic educators, and I'm still looking forward in terms of learning and learning more strategy on how to tackle questions in mathematics. So it started in 2022. Yeah, it was around 2022. So I was just going online. You know what was the challenge? My learners were not doing well. Uh, I remember that time. It was around June when I was at 55% pass rate of mathematics in my class, and my boss, my principal, he was not happy. He was asking me, Mr. Ngobeni, come up with a strategy. How are you going to make these learners pass? And I tried to share with. I'm still online. Yes, and
Yeah, we are.
yes, thank you. Then I try to share with him my strategy that I'm going to see these learners on weekends, Sundays. We're going to have morning classes, and we share such things. And he was impressed. But when it come to result, there was no result. And around August, that's where I was going through my internet, checking my stuff there. Then I see this OCAF SA. Then when I check that link, when I went through that, I even watched the lessons. But I can see, man, this topic it's they're explaining better. Let me share with my learners. Let me share the link with my learners. And then my learners were like, what is this? They know they were not liking maths because of they know whether you can do it, you won't pass. And we started bit by bit. We watched the videos. I think they were teaching Euclidean geometry, if I'm not mistaken, yes. And Euclid is one of the tough topic. Learners they don't like it. But the way you unpack it, it was like wow, learners were started understanding these theorems one by one. They can. Now doing the activities, they were more interesting. But the day one, they were like, ah, sir, online, we want you, we want you. But meet again, I think it was another online platform, another workshop. Then they attended again. We watched together in a smart board. Then we started enjoying it. And we were also recording some of the videos, watching it again and again. And they started enjoying it. And then I think they wrote trial examination. We improved by 10%, we improved by 14%.
Wow.
And yeah, and then after that, we start doing the very same thing. Our strategy was to watch, record sometimes, we watch in class, repeating those
So this was
questions,
grade
stop.
12. This was grade
Yeah,
12.
yeah, I was grade 12. Yeah, I was grade 12. Then at the end of the year, we managed to get, I moved from that 55. If I can tell you that, I managed to get 85% in the very same year with the very same learners. Some, they were, most of my learners, some didn't even apply. Remember, they were like thinking like, we're not going to pass. So learners who have applied, like the likes of Wotandi, I think she was part of you that side,
Yes.
and she's that side in Cape Town. Remember when in this when you are in Gauteng, you wish to go to Durban, your wish is to go to Cape Town and the likes, and they're studying there in Cape Town. And my principal was so excited and happy. And come the following year, we know this. I know the strategy. I said early January. Then, if I can tell you that last year only two learners failed my subject. So to me, it's working, and I'm enjoying it, and I'm looking forward. I can't wait for
Mm.
this coming
So,
Saturday.
so tell me, Clement, what is the thing that is helping learners to overcome the poor results in maths? Is it the fun, novel way, or is it a new teaching method? What is it of the workshop that is resonating with the learners?
What I've realized there from your strategy that you are using, I think it's a matter of taking it easy. Don't like take one problem at a time. If maybe I will give an example with Euclid. If you are doing the first theorem, take it easy. Use do do easy do the low hanging fruits questions, like those easy questions. Start with those easy questions, take it slowly, and bit by bit, then the confidence will build up and you'll become better. So I've realized my learners were they were not they were not motivated. They were like, obvious we can't make it. But after one problem at a time, then they can see that no, man, the aim is not to get level 7. You can take it by saying you can move from level 2 to level 3 and move it from there. Then yeah.
Okay, fantastic. So while I have you on the line, let me share some information about the up and coming workshops. So this coming Saturday, from 9 to 3 p.m., we will be hosting the grade 12 workshop, and this will be taking place at South Peninsula. We'll be doing Maths Paper 1 on Saturday and Maths Paper 2 on Sunday. So if you are in Cape Town, please come and pull in at South Peninsula. Come one, come all, or log on via our live stream. Right? Clement, I hope that you are also taking notes there. You're going to let your learners know
Yes.
next week.
Yeah, definitely.
Grade 11, Baba. It's maths all the way. The 24th and the 25th. That's where we will be in KwaZulu Natal. We hope to have a bumper packed program. And then at the end of the month, Clement, we need as many learners as possible for the grade
Okay.
10 workshop, right? 31st of August and the 1st of September, we'll be doing grade 10. While I have you on the line, Clement, we always used to host these workshops for grade 12 learners. And we realized later on that I think we're coming a little bit late into the game. So this is why we decided to host these workshops for grade 10 and 11. So tell
Yeah.
me a little bit more about how learners kind of drop out from pure maths to maths lit in grade 10. Are you experiencing that problem in your school?
Yeah, we're expressing it. If I can tell you, this year I have 94 learners doing pure
Mm,
maths
mm.
and 166 learners doing maths lit. So there are learners who are moving from maths to maths lit. But In my school, if you can see 94 learners is too much. I think we are the second school around Soshanguvi that we are taking maths as many learners. So the dropout is less, but they are there, especially around my community in Soshanguvi. But in my school is less. They like maths. As you can see, even the numbers here, they are too much. So dropout is less in my school, but around where I'm staying, most of learners are moving from maths to maths leads. Yeah, there are a lot of dropouts.
Yeah, so we need to rescue them the careers of the future. You're not going to require maths lit. You're going to need maths for science, technology, programming, AI, accounting, and if you are going to perform borderline in maths lit, also it's going to limit your range. You agree with that statement, Clement?
Yes.
Okay, so Clement, I want you to stay on the line. I'm gonna call on. We'll have you backstage, but we will call you on. I've got one or two other questions. We're also gonna be vibing. We're gonna expect Mr. Kota also to grab a gap. He's actually coaching a class this evening, so just stay on the line. We're gonna be calling on Conita. So Conita is definitely a rising star in my opinion. I've been working closely with her. We work closely as Awqaf. We work closely with media houses, and Conita has been producing a host of these educational interventions to support learners that are prepping themselves for the examination. So that's a flyer, one of the flyers of the intervention. It's a beautiful program by Voice of the Cape, and they are doing this jointly with the Two Oceans Academy. So this is just one of the subjects. They've got a very wide range of subjects. And Conita probably got something there for you. I think someone reached out to us via Facebook, and she's looking for Afrikaans tuition. But anyway, that's for another day. Assalamu alaikum, Conita. Thank you for hurrying home in time for our info
Hey,
session. Thank you for making it.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam wa
Yeah.
rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Carnita. Hope that you and your family is doing well. Thank you to your husband for assisting us for getting you on. So, Carnita, just tell us a little bit more about your media house's intervention that's been assisting learners for the exam preparation. You heard what Clement had to say. Clement is one of the unsung heroes and educators that give up of their evenings and the weekends to get a cohort of learners to kind of log on to these online sessions. So tell us more about your program.
So, yes, Assalamu alaikum. Good evening. Okay, to all the viewers tuned into the session this evening. Yes, I was pleasantly surprised. Yeah, I think I've lost connection, so I'm hoping that can be restored.
Yeah.
But yes, I was pleasantly surprised when you contacted me to requesting that I join you for the session. And I was thinking, okay, I wasn't expecting that.
Mm.
And then I obviously had to engage with Aisha Sidar, who's in our sales and marketing department, because I know that you work very closely with her. And, as a media house, we have various departments that we work with. And so when we look at the digital platform in terms of what we are currently offering, as a radio station, we're also transforming and trying to keep up with the times with regards to the transformation into the digital space. And we have been doing this for the past few years now. And this year around we actually wanted to start off a bit earlier, because previous years we basically started off much later. And anyway, so the idea of the online matric revision platform actually came about. We wanted to empower and reach students who might not necessarily have access to expert educators who could take them through certain revision lessons, or whatever the case may be. Like Clement has mentioned, at the school that he's currently at, they also need to try and create opportunities for learners. And sometimes you have a particular vision in mind of how you want to assist these learners, and as time goes on, you basically identify that, look, yeah, this is maybe not the best way to go. And so you're always constantly trying to improve where that is concerned. And then he mentioned obviously the platform that he accessed, which Awqaf was offering. So with regards to our revision sessions that we offer, in actual fact, the earlier session you promoted now ended off at half past, I think half past 7. And so we try and also accommodate and look at, the realities in terms of how, when students are completed their school day, and then after school, they would have an opportunity to sit in these sessions. These are more presentation style sessions. We haven't really engaged much with learners, but we're hoping to kind of like just enhance that particular aspect of these sessions. And so we have covered mathematics, physics. We've also covered English, Arabic as well, and then religion studies. So
What
most
about
of the tutors
Afrikaans?
who are on board, whoa, actually, I wanted to actually mention that I found that it's quite very difficult. I don't know why, but that is on the cards going forward. We Two Oceans Graduate Institute is a sponsor, so they'll also be featuring. The facilitators will also be featuring in the weeks to come. But we will obviously keep our listeners and the viewers posted on that. They can check and follow the Voice of the Cape, like and share all our posts pertaining to these sessions. And yeah, we'll obviously keep people updated. So we found that, by approaching educators, what I have noticed is that the educators have this passion for wanting to empower learners, because the
Here we go,
reality is in
Clement.
terms.
Clement is one of the passionate learners
Yes, yeah, and I just like admire his, his passion and just how he brings that across, and you can hear, when he's speaking
in
and so forth.
school.
But yes, so basically, yeah, in terms of just getting that information across to learners, when we approach educators, I recall one educator I approached and I told her, look here, we would like to offer you an opportunity, as a tutor, to come on board with us. And initially she asked me, look here, is there any way, like, because tutors, when they are money, yes, I told her, you know what, we've been doing this for many years, and unfortunately, it's an opportunity. It's like a win-win situation, right?
Yes,
Where you
Juanita,
are giving back.
sorry to interject there. We're just gonna bring on the superstar. I'm just gonna
Okay,
give Mr. Kota. He's got 5 minutes there. Mr. Kota, a hi,
Assalamu alaikum.
Captain. Yes. So you've
Ahoy!
got.
Assalamu
Ahoy,
alaikum.
Captain. Are we ready? Are we ready?
We are on fire. We are ready for this weekend. Alhamdulillah. I can see the vibe on that side there is amazing, and
Yeah.
I can't wait.
But
I can't wait.
Suleiman,
It's gonna be a bumper session, guys. That's one thing I
yeah.
can promise you.
Yes, no, definitely. So tell me, Mr. Kota, how many minutes have they rationed you? Your Kota of learners, I believe that you are busy with the session at the moment. So
Yes, no, no. I've got about five. I've got about 5 to 6 minutes. Alhamdulillah. So let's see if we can get as much info in this 5 to 6 minutes as possible. So I just want to say Jazakallah to everybody, Jazakallah to Awqaf, and all the various partners that are working together, especially SP Mr. Baker, that's helping also to put this program together at his school in South Peninsula in Cape Town, and we'll be beaming from there the hybrid model. So we'll have a on-site cohort of learners, and we'll be beaming to the rest of the country as we've been doing for the past 10 years. We are about 9 years and 8 months. I think next year, April, Hassanain will be celebrating, Alhamdulillah, a decade of intervention in the country. So that's something very, very, something to really look forward to, Alhamdulillah.
no, definitely. We lining up some of the preparations for the venue for this coming weekend. Whether it's the tech, the food. We're definitely going to be eating some nice food for the comfort and
Some
so
lekker,
on.
some lekker acne,
Acne, and we can
Cape
go and sleep
acne.
after
And we
that.
know Sunday morning is the consistent.
Yeah, we don't sleep after that. So Mr. Kota, just jump into it. Grade 12, it's August, the
Big
essentials.
hype. The country is the butterflies, the nerves are shot around the country. Everybody is now panicking. They don't know what to expect for the prelim examinations, the upcoming prelims. Prelims have kicked off today here in Gauteng. I don't know about Western Cape. I think Western Cape as well. They probably started writing all their early papers like English and geography and some of these subjects. But we officially in Gauteng, we kicked off today. So what I think it was English paper too. So we full blown, we in the heat of things. Mathematics will be written by the end of the month. So we're coming in at a very good time. We're coming in 2 weeks before the prelim exams. That should give learners enough time to replay, to join our 2 day workshop. We're gonna do some crazy stuff that they haven't seen before. And in we want to try and expose them to as many styles as possible. There are patterns, yes, there are patterns which are the same over the past, consistently the style of questions over the past 5 to 6 years, maybe 10 years. But every year they up their game. If
Yeah.
you compare what the matric papers look like or looked like in 2008 compared to when OBEs first came into outcomes based education, then it went into CAPS. If you look at from that time to now and how mathematics has evolved, and every year the department is just tightening the bolts, they tightening the screws on the grade 12s, making it just a little bit more difficult to get into university. I would say every year about 15% more difficult for grade 12. So that is why
Definitely.
all these programs, what we delivered so many years ago and what we're delivering now and what we deliver year on year, it's chalk and cheese. There's always new dynamics. It's keeping us on our toes as well.
So, Mr. Kota, during a recent media engagement, I also mentioned that we're living in a very competitive time, in a very competitive world. Only
Mm.
the fit will survive. If you have
Yep.
mediocre or if you are suffering, you're battling, you better ask someone. Ask Mr. Kota, ask Awqaf there for some support. But we're living in a very competitive environment. Like learners post school, they'll compete for with other learners for scholarships and bursaries and for job positions. So this intervention is here to give you the inside track. Mr. Kota and I and others, we will make you book smart as well as street smart. Mr. Kota is going to be making you understand what rules that you can break and what rules you can use to solve a problem. Is it correct, Mr. Kota?
Absolutely. And we're looking forward to meeting all these learners from all the different parts of the country. It's going to be a very exciting workshop. Remember, we're here down to get to your level, to make you and I, we all need to see everything from the same pair of eyes, and it's gonna be a phenomenal experience. So we're encouraging all grade 12 learners to please register. It's free of charge. But you need to register on the Awqaf website, awqafsa.org.za. Hassanain will be the one responding to you, sending you the links via WhatsApp. So whether you're a school teacher, whether you are a lecturer at a school, there we go. It will be up on Facebook live stream on Facebook, Instagram. There's the X handle and the website. Register on the website to be part of this game changing experience. Remember, we're having this one now in prelims. Prelims are always set more difficult than your finals. If you've seen that consistently over the years, so you really need to be jacked. You need to be amped for your prelims. Get your marks nice, and then inshallah, we'll be having one more round before the finals, and that should take you over the edge, and that should give you your 100%. And like we've done consistently over the years, we've had many learners who have produced 100% through the Awqaf intervention. Some learners have said they would have got in their 90s, they would have got in their 80s, but they would have never got 100% if they haven't joined the Awqaf workshop that we've been delivering consistently over the past 10
See,
years.
Mr. Kota, we've got one of our national treasures, and that is we've got superstar learners that are dedicated to the learners, to their studies and the academics, and you have some dedicated teachers. That's the unsung heroes. And this is Mr. Clement, the educator, grade 10 from Sushangove in Pretoria, and he is the teacher of Tande Modise. So I think we must just give him a salute there because both of you are on the same script
Hi,
there.
Mr. Clement. How are you?
How are you, Mr. Kota?
Fine, thanks. I hope. Have you been joining all? Nice to meet you. Nice to finally get introduced to you. Have you been part of the our programs over the years, or is this your first engagement with us?
Yeah, it's not first engagement, but I was behind the scene. I was behind. I was just watching you teaching and doing everything, but I was part of
And,
you.
and you enjoyed it. You've been part
I
of
a
it
lot.
a
I've
lot.
enjoyed it a lot.
I like
Yeah,
that a lot.
a lot. I have enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward for this coming weekend and next week.
Yeah, we've got the grade 12 one coming up this weekend. Next weekend, the grade 11. Oh, we've got some bumper stuff prepped for the learners, and then we've got the grade 10 one at the end of
Mr.
August. And this,
Clement, we need your code for the grade 10. Grade 10 is a very
I,
important.
you know what? I'll make sure that I bring more cohort of grade 11 and grade 10 as well. Remember, we must have a bigger picture that we must focus on because of those ones who are in grade 12 already, they were done, man. So grade 11
yeah,
and 12, that's where I we need to give them the more of the basics there.
you see, if we
That's
can, if we can solidify our grade 10s and 11s, then next year it is not crisis
exactly
control; it's just revision.
just revision
And
because it's the same.
that's the aim, and we want to try and tip the scales in favor of core math. Not to say that we're not degrading math literacy at all. There are some learners that can do math, there are some learners that can't, but I think we need to give all learners an opportunity to try and attempt to do pure math up to a point where they've exhausted all their, and then ultimately if they feel that they need to drop, but at least we don't have a 80-20 split in favor of math lit. We have a 80-20 split over the next year or two with these consistent interventions in favor of core math.
Exactly. If we can win them in grade 10, then
10,
we'll move to grade
correct.
11. So grade 11 is a pre-matric. If learners can do well in grade 11, automatically that learner must do well in grade 12 because of we are repeating one and
Absolutely.
the same thing in matric. Exactly.
And you know what? We want all the teachers to be part of it. We want educators to be part of it. We want them to. We want to see your comments. If you've got a better way of doing it, we got a WhatsApp channel there. You can WhatsApp Hassanein, bring it up on there. This is a very engaging process. So it's not top down.
Okay.
It's not where we're the only ones feeding. If you feel that you've got a better way of doing it, or can't we do it this
Exactly.
way? Send the feeds through to us, and I'll see the live feeds coming up here, and I'll be welcome. If you've got a better way of doing things, of doing that same problem, well, we take yours and we'll give you all the credit for it. So it's just about bringing the nation together, and using this as the platforms to break all the different barriers and the racial demographics in this country that is so taught with such barriers to education.
So there we go. So
I will
you
appreciate.
hit the nail on the head there, Mr. Kota. So we've got Cornita Kama. She's from Voice of the Cape, and they've been also doing their bit to support learners with their preparation for exams. So Cornita, just without having a fanboy session or fangirl session, can speak to Mr. Kota there and tell her that you'll be logging on for his grade 12 workshop session this coming weekend.
Vanita, are you there?
I think we are a bit frozen there with Carnita. I think your connection is on mute. Let's see if we can put you louder. I-
No, no,
Okay, there we
yeah, no, thanks for
go.
There we
adding
go.
me
There we
back
go.
onto the stream. So basically, yes, I am looking forward to that. I'm kind of like feeling that I need to join you for the session on the weekend.
Yeah,
It sounds
you're
like it's going to
welcome.
be a lot of fun. And then also with regards to when you're networking, yeah, for the sisters, and I think you said
Yeah,
acne, right?
correct.
Yeah. Yeah, but just on another note, I think it's important to have these kinds of engagements because you've actually opened my eyes now to ways at how we can also do things differently. Because I don't think any way can be the perfect way. There's always room for growth and improvement. And yeah, in terms of what we have to offer, you mentioned about, damage control and the fact that we're needing to start earlier. Starting with grade 12 might be too late. Perhaps doing, more from grade 10 up, and
And a more
taking
foundation phase, a
this
more elementary phase.
going
Yeah.
through the journey with learners until the very end. I think it will set them up, for the future as successful students going forward into, moving on into the academic journeys.
So here we got a media house. Carlita is a producer of a host of programs and interventions that's been assisting learners for many years now. We've got a dedicated teacher, and we're also validating you, Clement. We're validating you, Carlita, and we're validating you, Mr. Kota, for your efforts. It makes a difference because we're speaking to South Africa here, right?
In
And
fact, we're speaking to the world because we've had so many learners, so many expats from Dubai,
from Dubai.
Australia, UK that
Yeah,
are doing the CAPS syllabus that have tuned in. So we're actually speaking to the world, and we're showing them this is a flagship event, and this is something that no other country is doing. So I think we should tap ourselves on the shoulder that or give ourselves a pat on the back that Alhamdulillah, South Africa, we might be geographically at the bottom of Africa, but we're in the top of mathematics, leading this type of intervention in the world. There isn't a country that's doing what we're doing on this scale. Alhamdulillah.
No, definitely. And do you know what's important? That certain learners do not have internet
Alhamdulillah.
connectivity at home. So, teachers and educators like Clement and what Cornita is doing, you're also trying to bridge the digital divide. Clement gets his learners to come into the class, come and watch the YouTube live session. They may not have internet at home. That's through Ubuntu, right? What Cornita is doing, she's pouring her heart and soul into really. I think the media house has leveled up this year. It's improved, meaner and greener, and Awqaf and Mr. Kota, we're always gonna level up, and we're gonna, through Ubuntu, we're also gonna be sharing our resources, our experience, and so on. So
I just want to know how's the weather in Cape.
I'm sitting with a blanket here, Mr. Kota.
So I better
That's
be dressing warm.
You need to wear your long johns and double of whatever you're wearing.
I
Double
need to
green.
double up on everything.
Everything. Everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
The heat is going to be in math. Trust me. We're going to
I
heat
think
that
Clement is
session
the
up
only
in
lucky
math.
one, with the warmer weather.
Yes, Victoria. Yeah. So, look, thank you, one and all, for joining. So, I'll thank you, Carnita, for your time, for making it home just in time for our session. Clement, for taking that effort, for going the extra mile. We appreciate you. We'll have more of these engagements, and we want to have a closer connection with all of you. And we'll also have open up the network and have more engagement and more educators, HODs, and people that's in that. So we're gonna sign off from your side. Just me and Kota. We will have some concluding remarks. Thank you so much, Carnita. Thank you so much, Clement. We'll speak to you again. So in conclusion, there, Mr. Kota, what can we expect? Are we gonna come with a loaded
Guns blazing.
guns
Guns
blazing,
blazing.
guns
Guns
blazing?
blazing. It's going to be an action-packed weekend. We're really looking forward to the Cape event and the Durban event next weekend, and the final one at the end of the month. So please, guys, this is not only for grade 12s. This weekend, grade 12. Next weekend, grade 11. End of the month, grade 10. And yeah, dress warm, but we're going to heat you up in math.
There we go. So that's the grade 12 workshop taking place this weekend. If you want to register for these workshops, grades 10, 11, and 12, do log on to Awqaf's website, awqafsa.org.za. That applies to the grades 10, 11, and 12 this coming weekend. South Peninsula, if you are in Cape Town, pull in. We are gonna we're gonna load the Awqaf SA Maths rocket, and we're gonna go to higher ground. We're gonna take you away. We're gonna be headed for destinies that speaks about excellence in academia, reaching your best potential. If you are struggling, Mr. Kota will dig you out of that trench with his four.
Inshallah, Ameen.
Okay,
Ameen,
thank
Ameen,
you.
Ameen. I just want to say Jazakallah to Awqaf, Jazakallah to all the partners, and we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for giving us this opportunity. It's a great opportunity to be part of this paradigm game changing initiative, and we couldn't be more grateful. So it's more thanks to you, thanks to you, and thanks to the learners who will be participating and who have been participating the entire year. I think we had about, over the course of the year, I think more than 10,000, Hasanain, right?
Well, we had about 80,000 last year for our
Yes.
session.
Oh,
We have
mashallah.
it, yeah,
That's
we
new
have it
stats to
in
me.
May.
Alhamdulillah.
We have it in May, August, and October. So we had about 80,000 learners that's been
Wow.
impacted with this program. And some of
Mashallah.
our YouTube views continue to climb the 25 to 30,000 mark. Please do subscribe to our YouTube platform, Facebook platform. Log on to our social media so you won't miss out on a thing. That's it from my side, from Mr. Kota, Cornita, and Clement.
Jazakallah so
This
much.
will, this will be a start of us having further engagements with the necessary stakeholders. That's it from my side. And Kota, Assalamu
Ameen.
alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Jazakallah Hasanain. See you the weekend, bro. Assalamu
See
alaikum.
you in Kapstadt. Yes.